Hi boys and girls, it's Miss Simon here with another craft for you to do today. So we were talking about the line of symmetry, and so today I have a fun spring butterfly craft for you to do with me. So all you need is this printout that I sent you and some different colored paints you have and a couple of paint brushes. So you want to make sure your space is covered if you have a tablecloth or a paper towel, something so that your area does not get too messy. And as you can see in our printout, only one half of the butterfly has a design. So that's because, remember, symmetry is when the other half mirrors the first half. So here's our line of symmetry, and we're only going to be painting the side with the pattern. And I'll show you why. When we fold this with the wet paint, it will make a mirror image onto the other side of our butterfly because butterflies are symmetrical. So it's up to you to choose what paint colors you would like to make your butterfly as beautiful as you can think. And if you don't have paint at home, you can still do this because you can color in the side with the pattern, and then you can be creative and try your best to color the other side with pencil, crayon, marker, pastel, so that it looks like this side. So that would be a challenge as well. But if you do have paint, you can follow along with me and have some fun. So I'm going to start off opening up my paints like this. And just make sure they are a little bit away from your space so you don't spill it onto your page. Then we want to make sure we fold our page ahead of time across the line of symmetry. There we go. Just so we have a little bit of a mark so that it's easier to fold when the paint is wet. So then you can put it back flat again on your paper, towel, or placemat, whatever you're using, and you can get started to paint. So remember, we're only painting the side with the pattern. So I'm going to use some yellow for the middle, but you don't have to copy me. You can use whatever you would like. And you don't really want the paint to be too thin because you don't want it to dry up too fast before you press it to the other side, and you don't want it to be too thick either because then that's wasting a lot of paint. So it's really finding that happy balance. If you have water, you can rinse your brush in water or wipe it on some paper towel. And I think the next part I'm going to make a blue. So think of the different butterflies you see outside during the season. Some of you might see monarch butterflies, which are really, really pretty, but they're mainly orange and black and brown. So maybe you've seen some butterflies in real life or been to a butterfly museum, and then you can try to make the butterfly that you saw at the museum. So you don't want to work too slow either because then it's going to dry really fast as well. So I'm going to use some green for his body. There we go. And lastly, I'm going to use some pink for the edges of his wings. If you do get paint on your fingers, you don't need to worry because we are going to wash our hands. Always wash our hands when we do art, right? So that looks pretty good. So then before it dries, you want to quickly fold it over our line of symmetry like this. So it's easier to fold since we pre-folded it before in advance. And you just want to press it down nice and flat. So see how I'm rubbing it, and then I'm going to flip it over and rub it again so that the paint sticks to the other side. So I only painted one side, remember? And now I'm going to open it up, and my beautiful butterfly is symmetrical. So this is going to need to dry. So you might, depending on when you do it in the day, it might need to dry overnight, or it might just need a couple hours to dry if you do it in the morning. So this will need to dry before we move on to the next step. So I already have one that I've dried overnight, and I will show you what that looks like. So this one's all dry compared to the one I just did in front of you. And now we're just going to cut it out. So grab your scissors and we're going to cut along the line. So now I'm going to use my scissors to cut along the line of the butterfly. So you definitely want to make sure your paint is all dry. You don't want a mess. And since the line on the paper was pretty dark, it's pretty easy to see when you're cutting it out. So just take your time, be careful. You're all great at cutting on the line, so it's good practice. Go. And there's my beautiful butterfly. So remember to put your paper in the recycling after you're done. And what I have is a piece of construction paper, blank paper, cardstock, something to stick it onto. So I'm going to glue it. You have liquid glue or glue stick. You could leave it on the white paper if you want to. That's completely fine. If you want to leave it on that white paper and not cut it out, this is just an extra step, just because a lot of the times when we're folding the paper over the line of symmetry to make the other side covered in paint as well, the paint does spread out and it goes beyond the lines. So that's why I cut it out, so everything's in the line so we can see the shape of the beautiful butterfly. So now I'm just going to stick it down and I'm going to put it on an angle. Depending how big your paper is, you can do it however you'd like. So it's stuck on like this. I like green because maybe my butterfly is sitting on a leaf and eating some food. So now you can take a marker and you can draw its antenna. So, just gonna draw two little antennae like that. And of course, I'm going to sign my artwork with my name. So I'm doing it at the bottom this time. And now you have a beautiful symmetrical butterfly craft that you can hang up in your room, on your window. Maybe you can hang it on your window and everyone outside can see when they pass by. And I hope you had lots of fun doing this craft with me. It's really easy and really fun. You just have to wait for that one step for it to dry overnight and then you're good to go. I will see all of you soon. Bye. Miss you.